This podcast encourages and empowers you to create your own unique real story, develop your own unique real statement, and discover your own unique real self. The power is yours. Good night, Roe Couture DeSaro. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I am doing very well, very well. I had a very interesting day, but a very positive and productive day, so it's good.
That's wonderful. What part of the world are you in right now?
I am in New Jersey.
All right. Well, do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this specific time in history.
You and I have connected on LinkedIn through social media, so social media is responsible for that, but other than that, I don't know how we connected. It's just like minds attracting one another, right?
Yeah, well, tell me, in what way are we like-minded from your research?
From my research is, well, I'm here on Earth to really help women, empower them to be who they are and to really step up and be authentic selves. So I think we're very much like-minded there.
Yeah, definitely. I can add as well from my research that from a conversational perspective, we are very much like-minded as well.
And how so?
Well, I did listen to your TED Talk, and it spoke about conversational cocktails. Was that you?
Yes, that is me. Okay. That is I.
All right. Yes, and I think you were basically saying the words of my heart in terms of how I have approached conversations and how it has affected me, being non-judgmental as well as asking questions. So I found it pretty synchronized, if you would,
awesome.
From that perspective.
Yes, we need to ask questions for which we do not know the answers to, right?
Yeah. You did that TED Talk pretty amazingly. Who did you learn the skill of sharing in such a short way, but at the same time, just culminating so many parts of your life in one segment?
I had two coaches. One is a beautiful woman that you should interview. Her name is Elizabeth Barry. She was a curator of the TEDx event, and she also coaches individuals on their TED Talks. And then I also had another beautiful woman. Her name is Elaine Williams. She is a stand-up comedian that now coaches individuals on how to captivate the audience and how to do live videos. So she helped me captivate the audience.
That's wonderful. Now, you said that you help empower women. Tell me a bit more about that, please.
So I work with women business owners, mostly service-based, heart-centered, nurturing women who have beautiful gifts and talents, and they don't know how to monetize it. They don't know really how to start and get their word out so that they could. My brand is all about being a gutsy gal. So I help them find their inner voice, their inner natural confidence, and give them those feel-good marketing strategies that they could go out there and feel good about themselves so that they could share their story with the world.
That's good. It is important, isn't it, to ensure that you're sharing your story with the world. Where can people connect with you?
They can connect with me online. My website is Gutsy Gals Get More. And social media, most of my handles, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook is Be a Gutsy Gal. So if you put in Be a Gutsy Gal, you'll probably find me.
Love it. Well, do tell me one other thing that you've done, Ro, consistently over the last 3 years.
You know what I do consistently that I'm very proud of is I have an amazing morning ritual. I wake up at roughly around 6 a.m. every day. I pretty much roll out of bed and go to the gym. And at the gym, at the end of the gym, I'm meditating in the sauna. I come back. I start to do my prayers. I start to do my journaling. I do my visualizations in the sauna, meditations, at home. So I spend about 4 hours every day. Then I eat and shower. So I spend about 4 hours every day just in me time, in my alone time, in grounding myself and getting my own self inspired.
It sounds like something Hal Elrod speaks about, the morning ritual. Have you ever heard of him?
Who is it?
Hal Elrod. He has something called SAVERS, and the
No.
acronym represents silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading, and then scribing, which is the journaling.
I love it.
Yeah.
Savers.
Yeah.
I have to look him up.
Sure, Hal Elrod.
You know, I worked on Wall Street and worked in corporate America for so many years and did that rat race and got up early and got on the train, dropped my kids off at school, that when I said, I'm going to work from home and work for myself, my morning is, I'm taking back my mornings.
I love it. Well, suggest to someone that's listening why they should do what you've done from that angle, ensuring that you're focusing on yourself somewhat.
Because that gives you the ability to open up your creativity. It energizes you, it inspires you, it allows you to get intentional and very focused. And when you're that type of person, you can't help but be a better person. And and have better conversations, as we mentioned earlier, better relationships. You just show up better when you start off the day that way.
I totally agree. Whew. Amazing audience, again, you're hearing it live from Roe. Roe stands for Rosemary, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Okay, Roe Couture DeSaro. Yeah, it's an Italian finish, isn't it?
Yes. The couture is French on my father's side. My mother is Italian, and my husband is Italian.
Oh, there we go. All right, well, Ro, let's switch gears for a moment now. Let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Ro, what is your earliest childhood memory?
My earliest childhood memory is when I was about 3 years old. My mom went to work full time, and I was the youngest of 5 children. And this would be 1960. So back then, women weren't working. And I just have childhood memories with my grandmother. She was the one that raised me. And at that time, and I remember laying on her lap, and she was petting my hair and my head and giving me little massages on my head. So I just have that really fond memory of peace. So even though my mom went to work, my grandmother took very good care of me.
Why do you think this memory is so clear?
Because I think it's one of the feel-good memories of my childhood.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
That's a very good question. Probably, I think I love to nurture people and serve others and be there for them. So I guess she did that for me, and I'm just kind of passing the torch.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Can I just add or offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind with the memory?
Absolutely, please do.
Well, I see legacy, and as much it has happened before in conversations where a similar type memory has been shared. So I see the fact that your grandmother was passing on to you the value of treating yourself well by doing it, gently showing you how important you were, allowing you to rest on her lap, and now you're doing that. You said you put the time and the investment into yourself, those 4 hours of building in your morning, and then you're able to become this charged being, if you would, to help others. And that's fascinating how that connects to me.
That is fascinating. I never thought of it that way.
If we fast forward it to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
My favorite song at 12 years old is when the song Aquarius came out. Do you remember Aquarius?
I do.
Dawn of the age of Aquarius. I don't have a singing voice. I'm sorry.
Well, you just sung, so I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Well, not a very good one anyway.
Well, I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, it sounded great in my ears. And I'm wearing headsets, so you're directly plugged into my ears. There we go,
Okay.
Aquarius. All right, my friend. Well, we've arrived at our destination. But before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Ro, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes, two.
Do you believe in God?
Absolutely.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Tons.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Maybe if I watch a movie
All right.
or a sports game.
All right. What about screen time? The phone and or the computer, is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
That one is more than 8.
Ro, if you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents who you are, what would you say that is?
I would say a statement that I'm always saying is that you can know and have all the how-tos you want, but if you don't work on you, you will miss the mark every time because you are the missing link to your happiness and success.
Love it. She's a gutsy gal.
Yes.
Ro, again, great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I just want to share that, it's one of those things like be authentic, be yourself, and everything else will just flow and fall into place.
Love
So
it.
and have conversations like this with many people. I love this.
Well, thank you. I love this conversation as well. Roe Couture DeSaro, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This segment has been brought to you by Amazel Enterprise.